One morning, my mom and I found a flightless bulbul chick fallen from her nest who was about to be breakfast for the crows if we had not rescued her. We were clueless about handling a wild bird. I couldn't even feed her, even though I knew a bulbul's diet from my wildlife photography expeditions. I put her in a box full of hay and tried everything, but nothing worked. And also, there were no wildlife rescue centers anywhere in the region. So, after hours of research and consulting many of my friends who handle birds and animals, I realized that the problem was with the method of feeding her. I was supposed to use a tweezer to imitate its mama bird's beak. By the time I fed her, she was starving to death because I was supposed to feed a 3-week-old chick every hour. She could have died if I didn't have prerequisite information about wildlife. And you definitely can't find this sort of stuff on Google. Imagine if the chick had fallen into my neighbor's yard. The crows would have begun their feast. The neighbors wouldn't bother because they are unaware of the significance that a small bird has on the earth and our lives. Do you think that the chick fell off because of the wind? No. The tree was chopped because it was hindrance to the power lines nearby. We interrupt the cycle of life without even realizing it because we are unaware. More than 80% of the human population indirectly affect the planet and act as a catalyst for the mass extinction of wildlife without even knowing their consequences and its reciprocated existential effect on themselves. My neighbors would have definitely taken care of the chick if they were aware of its significance. Raising funds and working towards conservation is like painkiller that helps with symptoms of the wounds inflicted by humanity. But if the damages are getting bigger and broader exponentially, then what is the purpose of plastering it again and again? Conservation and funds will help in the short run, but only when we address the root cause, we can see permanent and healthy recovery. When humankind is fully aware of the impact of their daily activities, they will stop hurting and aid in the healing of the earth. It will take place slowly, but it will be more effective than just donating some money. Awareness is the key to alleviate the impact 80% of humankind has on our planet. But don't forget the 20% who have an equally devastating effect on Earth and are fully aware of it. The greatest threat to our planet is our belief that someone else will save it. When a pharmaceutical firm built a factory bordering Vedanangal Bird Sanctuary near Chennai, which is home to about 40,000 birds, including 26 rare species, all we did was like a few posts on Instagram and thought the conservationists would take care of it. But not many of us realized that the factory was to be built only because of rising demand for drugs. So this loss of habitat of many birds is on us. We may wonder how one person can affect the whole world visibly. And just to be clear, billions of people around the world think the same thing. We have to believe that we as individuals have the power to change the world, and in fact, we really do. Saving one bulbul chick would help the entire bulbul population. She may have several chicks and they in turn have many more. After a few weeks, she started flying. She flew all around the house. One evening, my mom and I took her outside the house to the garden. 2 more bulbuls who we thought were our parents approached and sat next to her. She was comfortable for a few seconds, but she flew right back to my mom's shoulders. It was surprising to see that she abandoned her own species for us. She followed me wherever I went. Even though she was a small bird, she showered us with lots of love and affection and trusted us more than we could imagine. It seemed entirely different from a clipped pet bird. She was always free to leave our house and return whenever she wanted. Unfortunately, after 3 months, she injured herself fatally and passed away. She was not supposed to have lived with us. Or better, we were not supposed to build a concrete jungle in a place, natural habitats that prevailed 100 years ago. Losing her was a painful shock in her heart, which we couldn't get over. After recalling the times we spent with her, it was unspeakable and hard to grieve. After losing someone whom I cared very much for 3 months, made me understand the deep pain that mothers of animals have when they lose their young ones. This cruelty could arise due to poaching, habitat loss, and several other indirect influences that you and me have. Increasing the protection of reserves would be ineffective because poachers will always find alternatives. They'll never stop without self-realization because only if the poachers and filthy affluent buyers understand this pain, they would stop. Remember, all lives are the same. Life is life, regardless of developmental status. Understand that animals have eyes that see, a heart that feels, and a family to care for, just like you and me. There's no superior life. Everyone and everything are from this Mother Earth. We are the Earth. We are the Earth. If we harm the planet, we are harming ourselves. Please realize the exponentiality of your actions and spread awareness. Be kind to every kind, not just mankind. Thank you.